Right, hi everyone. I thought I'd make a couple of videos on fixing cars basically. I'm a mechanic, I've been a mechanic for the last 17, 18 years, doing Volkswagen, Audi mainly. I have a tinker of pretty much everything. I've got a soft spot for Land Rovers, anything with a V8. And I just think, I thought, you know what, I might make a few videos and just share with you some of the fixes, which some of them are quite simple stuff. That you know people should be able to do at home. It's not going to be dangerous or anything like that. But stuff that you can save you a few quid, not going to the garage and having to go and doing it yourself. And a lot of these parts are now fairly cheap through eBay and bits and pieces like that, especially when it comes to trim. That you have to buy from the dealer and it's extortionate, but you can get it off eBay for, like, you know, a fraction of the cost. And it's cheaper if you fit it yourself than what it is having to take it into the garage. A lot of garages don't like fitting stuff that's been supplied. So, you know, hopefully this will help. I've got a little Mini Cooper diesel which I'm currently fixing up to sell on. I've done a lot of the major jobs, but I've got a couple of the small bits to do, which I thought, you know, these are common problems that happen with a lot of these little cars, and, you know, it'd be easy if people could fix it themselves. So I've got a Mini Cooper diesel with a tailgate switch that's broken, so you can't open the boot. Works on the key, so you can open the boot with a key. Sometimes the boot won't lock because of this fault as well. And basically the button in the handle all smashes up and the switch breaks up. People are asking silly money for second-hand ones still, when you can actually buy brand new on eBay for about 35 quid, I think it was, the whole complete brand new handle, which is here. I'll open it up and show you what we got. It probably comes from China, as is most of the stuff, but it looks good. I had a little look already. Yeah, comes with full boot trim. It's got the lights in there and a brand new switch, which looks quite nice. So I thought, why not just do it for the new one? People are asking 30 quid for a second-hand one that's in a similar sort of state. Surely it makes more sense just put a brand new one on there. Let's give it a go, I suppose. But I'll show you the car now, if I can rotate it round for you. So here's the car. It's a Mini Cooper diesel, R56. So the second generation of the newer Mini. And this is quite a common issue, from what I've read, with the switch going bust. I don't know if you can quite see in there, but the switch is actually completely gone and it's all in pieces. Now, to remove it, it looks fairly simple. 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll have a go at whipping those out now and then see what we've got. For this job you will need, I believe, that is a Torx. I don't want to zoom in very well. It's a Torx 20 or a Torx 25, I believe. Right, so this, they are a Torx 20, 4 of them. Let's whip them right out. So we are now left with the handle, which just pops off once the screws are out. It's quite grimy under there, so I think we'll clean that up whilst it's off. There is a 3-pin connector. This one looks like someone's had to go taping something in the past, so someone has been in here fiddling. That is quite tight, that little connector that's on there. It's quite difficult to do with the camera in my hand. Right, let's see if we can just pull that up. Right, now we've got a better look at what has gone on in there. I have no idea. That looks like somebody's tried to do some sort of repair using some tape. The button's under the tape, and they've then, look how corroded those joints are on there. I think that's probably why that is dead. It doesn't look great in there either, to be honest with you. But that's the old one. Let's pop that down there. Let's see what we've got. 3-pin plug. There's a little bit of corrosion in the end of that by the looks of it. The camera will work its magic. It's a bit green, so I'll get some cleaner in there, some lubricating oil, that sort of stuff. I did have some WD-40 electrical contact spray, but where that has gone, I have no idea. Let's see what I can find. Couldn't find the WD-40, but I have found my 3-in-1 oil, which I forgot I even had, but that stuff works a treat. So I've just popped a little bit of that in there, just to soak into the pins, so any corrosion hopefully be sort of eaten up by that. We'll get a good contact on the new switch. So I'll have a go now, plugging that new one in, and we'll test it before fitting it, because the last thing you want to do is fit it, screw it all back on, go to test it, and oh, it doesn't work. Turns out we've got a wiring issue somewhere. So we'll test fit it first, just make sure it works. Right, same plug, which is good news. Fits in there nicely, clicks in. We'll just sit it in place. What we're going to have to do, because at the moment the boot's open, so it's not latched, so even if you press the button, it's not going to do anything. Move my WD-40 out of the way. We need to latch the lock on the bottom of the boot, which is here. Latch that over so the boot then thinks it's locked, so hopefully then you press the button, the latch should open. Now this can be latched using a screwdriver, usually. Sometimes they're a little bit tough. Let's see what this one's like. Just pop it in there. It doesn't want to latch, so it might be a case that
Smooth country.
if I can find a key. I had this problem the other day. Right, so I'll unlock the boot using the key. Now it will latch. So it should now open using the button on here. And that is still a no, which means we have a wiring issue along the lines. Now, it's very possible, we'll have to check some powers, it could be in here. This folds and flexes all the time when we open and check the boot. So it's quite a main place for breakages to occur, where it's flexing all the time. So it could easily have a broken wire in here, which is why it's not working down this end. So we're going to get the multimeter out, check a couple of the powers of this plug behind here, and just see if we've actually got any voltage. Good possibility that we haven't. Could easily be that that's green in there and it doesn't like it. So, we get the tester out and have a little look. There's some tape on here, but it looks actually okay. If you take that in, we haven't actually cut any wires. So it could easily be the fact that it's just a little bit green there. Maybe we can have a more sinister problem up here. Now, fairly easy to put off. You just check any damage in the wire. So up here you've got a lot of wires all exposed, so they're not shielded with like it all wrapped together, they're singular, so they flex and bend every time you open the boot, so there's a good possibility they can break. These do look good, which is a good sign. There is a thicker one here with either cables inside or could even be the washer pipe for the rear washer jet. So by the looks of things, nothing's broken there. I can get it back to about here and it all looks okay. So I'll pop that back on and get the multimeter out and check some powers, if I can get into the little pins, that is. Right, found the problem. It was actually quite simple. So the plug and everything was working absolutely fine. It's all plugged in fine, no problem. What I found is the boot handle won't actually open unless you've double opened the car. So I had the car open on single door locks, just open the driver's door. If I press the key button fob again, it opens the passenger door and disarms the boot. So then afterwards, as soon as you press the button, it works absolutely fine. So there was no fault with the wiring, it was just a case that it wasn't activated to open the boot on the button yet, and you've got to press the button twice basically. So I'm going to take the protective wrap off of this chrome handle now. Not on the lights, just on the chrome bit. I'll take that off, pop all that back together, put the screws back in, and that should be the job done. We'll go for the final
Smooth
test.
country.
So we've got 4 screws, T20. We will pop the cover off. Oh, look at that, it's shiny. Do like a bit of shine. Body shine as well. Right, so be a little bit careful just popping it back through. It sort of clicks itself in place once the cable is located through, and then pop the screws in there. So you notice probably that I cleaned off all the muck from underneath the handle before putting it back on there. Gets a nice clean seal in as well. Stops any sort of corrosion building up over time. Any sort of muck like that same place will eventually start to rust, eat away at the paint. Paint comes off, goes down the bare metal, and then the metal starts to rust, and before you know it, you've got a rusty tailgate. Unfortunately. That's the third one. There's number 4. Now, let's pull it down nicely. And that one, just double check all of them. Fantastic. Look at that. Oh, that is the bit out of the screwdriver. Sat down a tree. Press the button, boom, she's open. The only thing you've got to check now is just to make sure the lights are all working correctly. Cars I know we've got to put the ignition on and then put the side lights on. Those cars will do that without the ignition. There we go, that all looks to be working fantastically. You can put LED bulbs and stuff in there, but I find a lot of these later cars, the LED bulbs just tend to flicker. And it ends up just looking worse than what it did previously. So stick with the stand and stuff, you won't get any problems or error with what's on the dashboard. And that's come out quite nicely, I think. Freshens up the car. 35 quid. Fix the problem, just tidied it up, looks 10 times better. Crack on with a couple of the other jobs on, I suppose. Thanks for watching. I hope it's helpful to you, and you can have a go at it yourself now. You know, if you cock it up, I can't be held responsible. But I hope that gives you a good idea of how simple that is to change, and a garage would charge you a fair amount of money for that. And if that went into Mini, you'd have to buy the original part, which I can guarantee is going to be around about 150 quid, if not more. Plus the labour. Dealer labour rate nowadays is anywhere from £100 upwards per hour, plus that. Even if you took that to a backstreet garage, you know, you're going to be paying 60 or 70 quid an hour in order to get someone to fit that. Probably charge you an hour's labour. You know, we've just seen how quick that is for us to fit. So save yourself some money. You know, hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching.